Hi, I'm John Pawiak, and this is an Ion Harness Racing special report. The board of directors of the U.S. Trotting Association recently gathered in Columbus, Ohio, and although we brought you 3 days of video coverage, we thought we might take you further behind the scenes to show it to you just as if you were there. They come from across America to manage the affairs of the association. They gathered on Saturday, March 20th to hear the call to order.
I would like to welcome you all and call to order the 71st annual meeting of the United States Trotting Association.
Mr. Schuberg? Here. Mr. Sears?
Here. Representing District 2A, Michigan, Membership Director, Marilyn Brewer. Marilyn has been very active in our sport from the time she was a little girl and to the present. Marilyn, would you stand, please?
Both are young, and I mean young guns from the Midwest. Royal Roland. Royal, you want to stand up a second? He's the kind of person that when you want something done, you go see Gabe.
I think this meeting is about determining who we are and what we do and what we aim to be in the future. I haven't been around the USTA for as long as most of you, but in my limited experience, I can't recall another meeting that will address so many important topics.
A tradition of long-standing is the group picture, with USTA photographer Mark Hall looking like a symphony conductor while he puts the 2010 Board of Directors in focus.
Okay, we'll ready on three again. 1, 2, 3.
Much of what happens at the USTA's annual meetings takes place in the various committees, where rule changes are discussed and association projects and policies are aired.
Next page, we'll hit the expenses here.
Proposal to put in place regulations to permit microchip implant if and when the board decides to implement that procedure.
But based on past trends, I think those numbers are achievable. If they're not, and this budget is approved, then obviously we'll have to get to those numbers.
Now at this time we'll move on to the reports of standard driving school, amateur driving report.
Watch that leg.
So I'm selling her at a very reduced price under the assumption she will never race again and her foals will not race again.
In honor of the effort, as Jason mentioned, we do have a webcast we do weekly during the racing season now. It's called Ion Harness Racing, and I'm going to bring you a special episode of that just for you.
We collaborate with the Ohio State University for our Bayes Anatomy segment on medical issues and new treatments. We also did a day in the life 3-part segment with Canadian driver Jody Jamieson.
The current calculation of one length equals 1/5 of a second. There again, the source is Eric Cherry. Jason, you have a little bit more insight. If I believe it's similar to the auto chart system. Is that correct?
That's what we'll look at. Is it something that I think is necessary going forward at some point? Absolutely.
The final order of business on the third and final day of the meetings is hearing and approving the various committee reports.
Our first report will be from the Pari-Mutuel Committee. Mr. Marshall.
I will submit that, make a motion that the 2010 Pari-Mutuel report be accepted.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. It's approved.
All in favor? Thank you.
Our thanks to videographer Rich Johnston for his work in assembling this behind-the-scenes look at what happened at the recent USTA annual meeting in Columbus, Ohio. Of course, much of what happens at this annual meeting springs from your input at USTA district meetings, which we hope you attend each and every year. We've got more online coverage at ustrotting.com. Visit our news and media pages. I'm John Pawiak. This has been an Ion Harness Racing special report.